Our boy from Leeds, Kalvin Phillips, has signed for Manchester City. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, we have secured our second signing of the transfer window. Well, third if you want to count Julian Alvarez, but we kind of knew about that for a while. We have now got in two boys from Leeds. Erling Haaland and Kalvin Phillips are both Manchester City players. The word is that he snubbed offers from other clubs around the Premier League, and PSG apparently made some phone calls to come to Pep's blue and white army. Who says we're not a big club? We're beating top clubs to sign these players, and it's no surprise with the amount of success and good feeling around the club right now. Let's look at Fabrizio Romano's tweet. Kalvin Phillips has already reached an agreement with Manchester City on personal terms as he turned down other clubs to work under Pep. Here we go. Man City will pay £42 million overall deal, close to $50 million with add-ons. Leeds have accepted. That is a good deal if you ask me. £42 million, and I read that we're looking at about $3-4 million in add-ons, so close to $50 million. Unbelievable business. It's now looking like we could strengthen our squad. I read this on Twitter, by the way, so I'm not just going to make myself look smart here, but I read this on Twitter. I need to give credit. We could strengthen our squad via Haaland, Alvarez, Phillips, maybe Cucurella, and still be in a net spend negative. Like if the league was based on net spend, City are running away with that league. We're absolutely killing it. But listen, Raul, this is exciting. We had a video due to go out on Monday where we talked a bit about how we felt about Kalvin Phillips, but we'll have to edit that part out now because we didn't expect this to happen. This was a bombazzo. As far as bombazzos go, this was a bombazzo. Kalvin Phillips is a done deal. How are you feeling?
It came out of nowhere, to be honest. We were sat here for about an hour recording two videos, and we were talking about transfers, this and that. We mentioned Phillips, so like it's probably not going to be over. Like literally, it must have been about half an hour after we stopped recording. We got this from Ornstein, so it's really, really good. Though, you know, the business is fantastic. You have to look at it. It's a homegrown player, to fulfill another quote. I know we have the quote here, but it's another homegrown player. It's a fantastic player. Fair enough, he might be as odd injury prone. He's not playing 50 games a season. He's going to be fine. I can't wait for this. Like, he's a really, really good player. Like, again, I know I've said it. I've seen a lot of them through England. So you have to be good defensively to play in that system. And this is what he's going to be. He's going to be that little breaker. He's going to be able to play his progressive passes because we've seen it with Bielsa. Bielsa loves that type of get the ball on the ground, play it forward straight away. That's ideal. That's ideal for a City setup. And that's what we're going to have now. And look, 40, like it's a base thing of 42 million. I think the base transfer fee is 42 million. That is unbelievable. We've taken another homegrown boy from their club. It's kind of happening now, isn't it? Like, we're just too big. Gone too big a club now, you know what I mean?
The possibility of Kalvin Phillips coming in, I think, like I said, he is a very good player, and you said that too. And he was England's Player of the Year based on his Euros 2020 campaign. He genuinely was. He was exceptional for England in their route to the final. But I still firmly believe that right now he's not a City standard player. And before you all attack me for that, he's not a City standard player. But this guy has more than enough potential, and through Pep Guardiola's guidance and all that kind of thing, he will become a top player. I mean, it's the same with a lot of players we've signed. They come in and they struggle for a little while. And I'm not saying Alvarez, Phillips will. I'm saying that be patient with him maybe, and I think he probably understands, and they've had the conversations, and we all should understand that this guy won't come in to be a starting 11 player. He will very much be a backup to Rodri, and he'll be told to learn from Rodri. And if Pep believes Phillips is good enough to become a City player, I believe he will. I by no means, don't take this the wrong way, I'm by no means saying this guy's flat out not good enough to play for City. I just think he will have to do a lot of adapting, and it could be similar to Jack Grealish. I mean, with Kalvin Phillips, he was Leeds' midfield. Do you know what I mean? He was the thing. The drop-off in quality in performance for Leeds United when they didn't have Kalvin Phillips in the team was absolutely astonishing. I mean, they just weren't a team without him. So he was used to that at Leeds, and now he's going to have to come to a team where it will play a completely different style of football. He won't be the main man, and he's just going to have to adapt and understand the system. And playing that number 6 role for Pep is an exceptionally hard thing to do, as Rodri discovered when he arrived. Rodri was a slow burner. Now look at him. He's the best in the world at what he does. So Phillips is going to have to do a lot of learning. It's going to be very exciting for him. Obviously, snubbing a lot of clubs, like I said, to come to us. The prospect of trophies, I'm sure he's going to get a higher salary. It's a very exciting thing for him. It's a very exciting thing for us. There's now a huge English group core in this squad. It seems to be like this is England national team but playing attacking football. England national team without Gareth Southgate. Yeah, and I think they're probably all excited by that. It's, as you said, a homegrown player. It's very exciting, man. And I know I'm saying the number 6 role is hard for any player to do at City, which it is, of course, but we touched on this before in other videos, and we said it in the one that in the video recorded earlier that won't actually go out now, is that this guy can play more progressive roles. He can play further up the pitch. He can play box to box. He could probably turn out to be a similar player to Ilkay Gundogan, would you think?
Definitely, yeah. And like, again, that role of getting in behind, getting into those dangerous positions that say Haaland doesn't mop up, he can mop up. Perhaps it depends on, again, how much Guardiola can really get out of him. But another thing that I'm really excited by is that he can actually, let's say if we ever get a defensive couple of injuries, he can sit back in that centre-half role too. Like, we've seen him drop into the centre-half, be it for Leeds. I don't think he's done it for England, but he's dropped back in for Leeds now and again. He's fairly capable. Like, it's somewhere that can cover so many bases on a pitch. And like we said as well, when we brought in Grealish, he can play out wide, he can play in the midfield. This man can play further up, he can play as a centre half, and he can play as a holding midfielder. It's fantastic. It's an absolute great piece of business. Again, 45 million. It's unreal, and it's future proofing as well. If we're going to lose, say, Gundogan in the next couple of years, if we're going to end up, well, we won't lose a Rodri, but we've lost Fernandinho. It's for now and for the future. It's just great business. Like, it's really great business. It's a top prospect. And I know he's 26, but he still has so much learning to do, especially under the best manager in the world.
It's going to add a huge, a really important element of depth to our squad. I mean, you can add all the wingers you want and all the fullbacks you want, but in the kind of core areas of the pitch where there's a huge amount of running to do, and in that number 6 role, there is a huge amount of running. Rodri gets up and down that pitch like a machine, and Phillips can do that. We know Phillips can. We've seen his stats. For those of you who are stat merchants out there, you'll know that this guy covers a huge amount of ground. And at 26 years old, he's coming into his prime, if not already reached it, and he's going to develop further. Pep is an absolutely exceptional manager at getting another 20% out of really good players. Only top managers can do that, and I think Kalvin Phillips probably realises that he can probably exceed his potential under Pep Guardiola, because Guardiola is probably the only manager, maybe Klopp as well, that can actually do that. So it's an exciting thing for him. It's an exciting thing for us. And it's fantastic. We said recently that Pep or City obviously want to get their business done nice and early in the transfer window. We're now a case of we're 2 weeks into the transfer window, and we've secured 2 absolutely massive names. Obviously, Haaland is probably slightly bigger than Kalvin Phillips, but Kalvin Phillips, let me tell you, people, is not a small name. This is not a small signing. Like I said, he has a bit of a way to go, and he'll have to do some learning and adapting. Perfectly normal, but he's a big signing for our club. Massive thing for our club. Very exciting. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments. Here we go. Kalvin Phillips to Manchester City. How is this going to work out? What do you think of the fee? The business for Manchester City is absolutely fantastic. You have to say the financial dealings that Cheeky is doing these days, unbelievable. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments. Leave a like as well in the video. It helps us massively. New videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday throughout the transfer window. And subscribe if you're new, of course. Good night and God bless.